Sir Jeff Hurst, the Trevor Brooking and Billy Bonds, Paolo Di Canio, West Ham United. We celebrate our victories, we stick together in defeat. I'm proud of our history, West Ham United, more than just a podcast, more than just a podcast.
And we welcome, no, we're not welcome. 3, 2, 1. How do we start a podcast?
Good evening.
That's it. Good evening, good morning, or good afternoon. This is more than just a podcast. We're back. It's that time of the summer. It is the summer party in Docklands. We started at the Ledger Building as we always did at 1 o'clock. With us so far is Canning Town Len. How are you? Where are you? What are you doing?
I'm sitting opposite you at the Spoons and I'm drinking beer.
Yeah. Also, Johnny B, where are you? What are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing exactly the same thing, but I'm drinking beer as well.
I'm here, Sean, with those two, used two. We're expecting...
Soft drinks.
I'm drinking spice rum, actually. Be on the Kraken later, but on the Captain Morgan spice rum at the moment. We're expecting Nigel, but he's got some errands to run. We were expecting George, but he's been partying too hard, so he's asked for a rain check. But more of this later. So what we're going to discuss? Are we going to discuss the Saver concessions and the boycott the Betway? Or we can discuss transfer. Let's do transfers. So
I don't really care about the transfers.
We're not signing Duran. We're not including Orford as part of the deal.
I thought we were signing Duran.
No. This morning we're not. He did the hammer sign, but my senior source said to me, sadly, well, you could do it better. Sadly, we're not going to sign him because Villa are being impossible. Can you do that impression?
We're desperate to sign him, Sean. But Villa are playing hardball and I don't blame them.
Well, they want 40 million, right? 40 million's a lot for a player they bought for 18 million.
They paid 18, was it?
Yeah, from Phoenix Fire.
Phoenix Fire.
He's not really. He's waiting behind Ollie Watkins. He hasn't proved himself yet in the Premier League. I know he's only 20, but he didn't play in Copa America. We had one cameo appearance.
Colombian, was he?
Colombian striker.
Did he have a fight with anyone in the crowd or anything?
No, but he's apparently a little bit difficult.
Is he? He's threw us right down to the ground then, wasn't he?
Yeah. And he's really endeared himself to Villa fans by doing crossed hammers on IG Live last night. What do you think of that then?
Well, some of our fans are easily pleased.
Yeah.
I'll judge him when he gets on. If he gets on the pitch and starts banging the ball in the net, I'm not really interested in. Seems a bit bratty to me.
Again, it's like a player that we don't know a lot about, but the name's got out there on social media, and people are desperate to sign him. I genuinely don't engage in any of this shit until they get announced. I don't worry about it. It doesn't stress me out. I don't get angry.
Nah.
I just enjoy your summer.
It's summer. Keep your £5. You know, we'll have a beer.
So
transfers.
So also, there was talk about Lewis Orford, one of our junior players, being included in the deal worth 10 million. It came out. Obviously, he's not going to be included. Villa wanted him, which sort of says Unai Emery says, ooh, he's quite Unai Emery says Unai Emery says he's good, but we want to keep him. And from this, David Sullivan and his family have had a sit down, made him offer. So if something good comes out of this, John, he's offered an offer. He could be the next big. He could be the next big Declan Rice.
Is that his position? Is he
central midfielder?
What, defensive?
Not defensive, really. More of a sort of Scott Parker.
Oh, nice. Well, yeah, no, I'd like to be in charge of some system where the contracts are aligned, that they can't walk away when they're 19, 18. Keep them till they're 22.
Yeah.
and they should better prove themselves.
We can't talk about really in detail what led to David Sullivan sitting down with the Orfer family, but John knows, and Len will know in a minute when I tell him. But it's you couldn't make it up, could you, John?
No, it just shows the circus is well and truly in town.
So how about Aaron Wan Bansaka? I'm saying his name wrong. Oh, food's coming. We might have to break. That was quick from the Spoons. You're having a steak, Len. You're having a American burger, and me with a chicken burger. So we'll come back in a little while. Lunch break. So we've done lunch now. I had a Tennessee chicken burger. John had an American double burger, and Lenny Boy had a deluxe gourmet steak with peppercorn sauce, chips, and peas. How was it, Len?
Well, I'm still eating it, Sean.
Yeah, you're right.
Why are you turning the recorder on?
Yeah, that's true. How was yours, John?
Yeah, it was Spoons fare, as you would expect.
Yeah, it was good value. It was like £10, including a pint of Doom Bar, wasn't it?
It's a good deal. It's always decent enough, isn't it?
Anyway, it's not a Weatherspoons podcast. It is a football. Yeah.
We need one.
Yeah, you do like your Spoons stuff, like
Spoonology. Everyone needs to brush up on their spoonology, Sean. You especially.
Lenny's a bit of a Spoons aficionado.
Yeah. It's called a pub.
Yeah. Anyway, we were talking about AWB, right? Man United, because I'm not going to say
Aaron
Wan-Bissaka. Apparently, he earns £100,000 a week, right? And he doesn't want to come to us anyway. Would you have him, or no loss there?
I think he's a decent player. I thought he was really good at Palace. I wouldn't mind him, but if he don't,
£100,000?
if he don't want to come, well, this is we were talking about this on the way in. I don't. The club often cite that as an issue. So if I was the club, if you're going to sign him on a 5-year contract, you negotiate a signing on fee so you can have a less wages. Why do they not do these things?
PSR though, financial fair play, you know. Oh, we're desperately short of money and limited funds, John.
Yeah, but then the signing on fee goes on to the transfer budget, so you have to...
Still included in the PSR now.
Yeah, so you negotiate the transfer budget down. You say, look, the wages are this, your wages are that. We need to negotiate this down by 4 million because we've got to give the player 4 million when he signs to meet our wage structure.
I think they want at least 10 million and maybe more, 15 million for him. He's what? Is he 26?
24, I think.
Oh, is he?
He's a decent player, and he's a London lad, and I'm surprised he doesn't want to come.
Yeah.
But hey, maybe he thinks he's still.
Do you finish chewing your meat?
Yeah, just about. It's still going down my esophagus, but I might be right talking.
AWB?
Is that Wan-Bissaka?
Yeah.
I don't do all these shortened things.
£100,000, doesn't want to come though. No loss.
He doesn't want to come? Oh, well, there's no point talking about him, is there?
How about the Bayern Munich right back? Also doesn't want to come. Agent.
What talk about him then?
Agent wants.
Well, we buy a fucking beer that we didn't want.
Hang on.
Yes, he did. Yeah. Actually, Sean did buy a beer that we didn't want, but that's Sean for you.
You said IPA.
I said a punk IPA.
And I got what's the difference?
You got
a Green King IPA.
Oh right, okay. But anyway, the I can't. The right back doesn't want to come. The agent wants 2.5 million, and he already earns 10% of the wages, and he's on a shitload of money for Bayern Munich. Why would he want to come to West Ham?
Again, I just don't engage in it. I don't get upset about it. I don't shout and scream about it. I just wait and see till the player puts the shirt on. I mean, people need to understand this transfer window was always going to be difficult. You got the Euros, you had a Copa America. Most of the players were probably involved in that, and now you got the Olympics. A lot of the teams and players are in the Olympics, so you know.
We were talking on the way up. No, I didn't. I was out last night. But I saw the French protesters for the Olympics burn all the railways and everything. It was raining. But the question I want to ask is, we're talking this on the way up. Tim Steiden, pearl diver? Question mark.
Yeah, where are the pearls? Gilham? Is he a pearl? We'll see. I thought he was a squad player.
Pearl diver? Question mark.
Pearl diver, possibly with David Sullivan's handcuffs around him, which which won't make you much of a diver.
It's interesting you say that because a lot of people said, what's the difference from last summer?
Well, no David Moyes.
Yeah, no, there will never be any difference in this club while Sullivan's in charge. We've said it. I've been told this time and time again on the podcast by the likes of Nigel and yourselves, and when I say, well, I would like this manager, I would like this, it makes no difference. So Sullivan's in charge.
Sullivan is not doing the day-to-day deals, right? It is Tim Steiden. Any suggestions that come in from agents or anyone else get forwarded to Tim. But I would agree with you. Obviously, Sullivan has to sign off the last amount, the actual money. But with a new J-Lo as a new head coach, with Tim Stein in there, I do agree we're being linked with the same old names again and again. Ivan Toney, by the way, 50 million, would you pay that?
Yeah. I would.
With a year left of his contract, 11 months left.
Well, Ivan Toney will transform our team.
Would he?
He would.
Tony, for you?
Yeah.
Would you bet on it?
I mean, you said 1 year in a contract. Didn't Declan Rice have one? Could have been expanded to 2.
Yeah.
If you want the guy, I'd rather us have it than anyone else. I think he's a good player. I think
he's a bastard as well. I'd love him at our club. Yeah. But I don't know. I'll pay whatever. I don't give a shit.
He only scored 4 goals for Brentford, but he looked all right for England in the Euro.
Yeah, it was incredible for England in the Euros, wasn't it?
He did play. He did look good when he came on.
Okay. Scored a great penalty.
Yeah, great. Anyway, we'll leave it there. We know Nigel's on his way. He's waiting for a train. We'll pick another topic later. But until then, we're still at the Ledger. We're still drinking our drinks. And we've finished our foods. Back soon. So we're back again. Third round in. Third drink for you, Len.
Yeah. He knows he can't.
Yeah. 2 different IPAs and now some. It looks like orange spritz.
Same IPA. Someone got it wrong.
Orange spritz?
No, Sean.
What is it?
Spritz at all. It's a gin and tonic.
Why is it orange?
Because it's got orange in it.
Not orange colour.
You wouldn't be familiar with fruit, Tubbs, would you?
Oh, here we go. We're going to get a little bit.
You want to pick a fight, you pick the wrong guy because I'm going to nail you.
Alright, we're going to talk briefly about concessions because I know you actually listened to the Paul Colborne interview. How do you think it came across last week? Because I know John didn't listen to it.
Paul always comes across brilliantly.
Do you think the campaign is gaining traction?
Funny enough, it was on that day, it got a major boost. I can't quite remember for the life of me why it happened. I think it was they brought out the prices for the Man City game, which was, I think it was only a category A, not a category AA, which just goes to show, I mean, it was a smoking gun of why they made the Liverpool game the AA, isn't it? Because Triple A. Well, as you said, they know they can sell it to Liverpool fans that are going to come into the home end, and this is the lack of the lack of respect and forethought of the fans that I've been calling out for years, absolutely years. I mean, just from the way they've treated me as a fan, I know they do it to every fan. It's not me personally; it's because I'm a fan. And now everyone's, because of the concessions, people are protesting and boycotting, and anyone listens to the podcast, now I've been boycotting for 3 years, the European campaign. Obviously, I'm all for it. I think, going back to your original question, I think Paul's the right man to lead it, and we see what happens. Like I said last time, I wanted to come offline and into the stadium.
That's what he's doing. 20,000 leaflets, call to arms. We wouldn't go into too much detail, but some protests for the Aston Villa game, which I'm boycotting, by the way.
Oh,
I'm in Spain.
You're in Spain. But I'm all for seeing it, and I'm looking forward to it. And I've got no doubts with Paul. Absolutely none.
Good. Henry Winter Tony Cotty, David Cross backed it. It was covered in the Daily Mail as well. So a few more need to come out and support the campaign, don't you think? Hammers, ex-Hammers, and I don't know, politicians and journalists.
But let's not forget, it's a closed season, and all we got is social media in a minute. It might get a good boost. Will it change their minds? I think Sullivan and Brady are only here for another 2 years. I really do.
Interesting, because when I spoke to my senior source last week and I asked about, I talked about investment, he said no point in getting investment, new PSR rules, it's just about cash flow. We can't spend it even if someone came in with a load of cash now because of the new rules this season, PSR, you can't spend it.
That might be the case, but they're arrogant enough to know that they want an exit and they want to show you how much money they made. That's how these people work. I know loads of them.
John, we're still waiting for Nigel. What are you personally doing for Save Our Concessions?
I'm boycotting the club shop.
Well done.
Thank you.
Betway Cup?
Betway Cup, I won't attend that.
When's the last time you went to the club shop?
I think it was like a hut, wasn't it, outside the ground?
It was a bowling ground.
It's just,
When's the last time you went to a Betway Cup?
I don't even know.
You went to the Juventus one in 2016 with me, by the way.
I did, yeah. There you go. It was the first.
Everyone went.
Before it was going to be the first. But no, I think it is great gaining traction. I think it should gain traction. I think more. Not just West Ham people connected to the club. I think it should get more mainstream media attention. Not just about the West Ham thing, because it's going football wide, and the Premier League fans, or actually football fans, are just getting shafted left, right, and centre.
Yeah, like I said last week, in fact, I didn't know that the chair of FSA have stepped down, Malcolm Clark. I mean, they're funded by the Premier League, so it's a little bit of how much teeth they have when they're funded by the person they're holding to account. But the new football regulator, as Paul said, hopefully they have more teeth under Labour and can actually take the Premier League to task. That's the hope, anyway.
Well, now Labour's in charge, everything's all right anyway, so, you know what I mean? Hopefully that'll be all right.
We're saved. They've saved the country, Len.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. Taxes going up.
Well, I don't work, so.
Anyway, it's not a political podcast.
Do you think, what's the timescale for the new football regulator?
Well, it didn't go through, so I don't know how much they're going to prioritise it. So I would say by the end of this coming season.
Yeah, so I would like to think that, I think it's going to happen. There was some kind of deal they were trying to negotiate for the football pyramid last season, which they basically kiboshed, and West Ham were part of that, because they were waiting for this new independent regulator to try and sort all the thing out. So let's hope it happens.
Tell Len he's got his sunglasses on. There's no sun, mate.
Well, it's intermittent sun, Sean. Intermittent.
Anyway, we're third round in. We're back to the ledger, waiting for Nigel. Tick tock. He should be here in half an hour. We started at 1, only 2 hours late.
Died long before then.
Nigel has now arrived. He's entered the room. Nigel, where are you and what are you doing?
I'm not. I'm in the ledger building.
And what are you doing?
Waiting for a beer.
Will that fit you? He's got a new T-shirt, looks ironed, and what does it say?
Brady out.
What does it say?
Brady out.
What does it say?
Brady out.
There you go.
Take a photo of him with it.
I will take a photo. So we're on to the fourth drink now. Nigel's drinking. What are you drinking, Nigel? Bulmer's Original. Premium cider.
Bulmer's Original.
Yeah.
All right.
So, my question to you, which was a question to the boys, is we were talking about transfers. You know, Duran's not coming. Alford's been offered a deal. Wan-Bissaka is not coming, doesn't want us. The Bayern Munich guy doesn't want us. What's going on with Tim Steidten? Because a lot of people are saying, same old, same as last season. Where's this pearl diver we were promised?
Perhaps we're not as massive as people think we are.
So, who's in charge, do you think, right? I've said my piece that David Sullivan has relinquished his reins and he really is passing everything over to Tim. But do you have a different view?
I disagree with it.
How far can I go?
You can't.
as you like.
Not
You have a day
breaching the
out.
circle of trust, by the way.
Well, based on what I've seen, I would.
Or may not have seen.
May not have seen. I would counter what you say there as to how far Sullivan is sitting back.
Rarely he might get involved if something's gone pear-shaped, I would counter.
Really? All right, I'll get him to ring me and don't tell the agent.
Right. John, you disagree. You still think he's getting involved?
Yeah, I think he's still exactly what we think. The ringmaster's still in charge, no matter how he's tried to shield himself. Without a doubt.
Talking of nepotism, I hear Julian Lopetegui brother is now joining his son in the club, and I think Steiden's got his brother. Same old with that, isn't it?
That's the way football works now, isn't it?
It is, but I mean, and the same with Husilius, his son was there, Pellegrini's son, Moyes' son. It just seems to be the done thing, doesn't it? Not the best person for the job, but nepotism when a manager and director of football's there.
Well, you say nepotism, but the people, because they want to have control on their side of whatever they're doing, they have to have people they can trust. And it's getting to the likes where, loose lips is so common now in football grounds where they like to tell the world what's going on. That these people will now close ranks even more. That the only people they can really trust are not saying anything to their family.
I do get that, right? I do. If you're not part of the solution, you're part of the problem, right?
You are part of the problem.
Okay.
Talking of nepotism.
The second subject we were talking about is Save Our Concessions with the boys earlier, and we were saying, Henry Winter, Tony Cottee, the Daily Mail's run a story, David Cross retweeted it. Is it gaining traction? Is the campaign gearing up? Do you think that this battle can be won?
I think the battle will be won. But as I've tweeted out, the battle will be won not on social media, it'll be won at the ground. Public protests and displays against the club will embarrass them to the such that I believe they will then try and find a solution. But this is across not just West Ham, other clubs, and I think there's a unity amongst that I've seen amongst other fan groups now.
I asked this question to the boys. What are you personally doing for the Save Our Concessions bit and piece?
We'll see.
You're not prepared to say?
No.
Loose lips sink ships.
Exactly.
You said you're giving out leaflets, though.
I don't think I've said that. What leaflets?
Well, he talked about the leaflets on the podcast. It's not a secret. Paul discussed 20,000 leaflets on the podcast.
Did he? I must have missed that bit.
Yeah, you fell asleep.
Well, no, I didn't fall asleep. So there may be leaflets, and you may or may not see me handing leaflets out.
Okay, all right, that's completely clear. One last thing before we get on our drinks. Ironworks Alliance. They've agreed with the club, allegedly, to have TIFOs and digital LED. What's your thoughts on that? Throwing the grenade over into you?
Listen, at the end of the day, I get where their stance is, and I can see that something had to happen. But at this moment in time, I think every fan group should refuse to deal with the club directly until the concessions have been reinstated, and they should do it publicly. So I would urge the Ironworks Alliance, if they listen to this, to not do any TIFOs or work with the club until the concessions are reinstated fully. And I would say to all the other, I've said it, even Hammers United, don't join the FAB, don't play their game anymore.
Thanks, Nigel. I'm going to ask Len the same question. Ironworks Alliance. Should they be dealing with the club?
I think they need to make a quick decision whether they're dealing with the fans or the club. If they're dealing with the fans, then they shouldn't be dealing with the club. I spoke to them only recently. I've told them my situation with the club. I made it quite clear.
Oh, what's your position with the club?
Well, my position with the club is that is that they don't like dealing with me because I'm a fan. Now, what Ironworks Alliance will want to make of that, it's up to them. But they know the situation. But that's all I've got to say. I'm not going to talk about. I don't know. I don't like talking about groups of people. Like, I don't often talk about Hammers United, but I'm often keen to put out my admiration of Paul Colburn. I like to deal with individual people. So I don't like putting my fingers at associations, because in associations people can hide, you know, like you do, Sean.
Yeah. It's very difficult.
Yeah, I'm ask John his view on Ironworks Alliance, because he loves the committee.
It's very difficult because we have got so many committees, so it's hard to know which one it is we're supposed to be dealing with. That's all I've got to say.
I'm sorry, I'm a little bit distracted by Nigel's purple phone.
John, more importantly, you haven't discussed that I'm wearing a 33-year-old T-shirt, the Guns N' Roses 90.
Oh, is that retro? Is that the original one?
Of course. Why would you think it would be this colour if it wasn't?
You can buy it off these, I know, Etsy or Etsy or whatever to make. They put it in with stones to make it look old.
Look at the back.
Yeah, but anyone could copy that. It says 1991 to 1992. That could be faked. That could be recreated and look old and look faded.
I'm the fucking real deal, mate. Nothing about me's fake, son.
Yeah, all right.
So this is the 33-year-old T-shirt I'm wearing, and you rather talk about all the other fucking shit.
Same age as my son, there.
Is it?
Wow.
There you go.
During the Euros, my son was wearing my. What year did we play England when we were all in the den? 1996. He was wearing my 96. Do you remember that year? I wore that top without washing it until we got knocked out. I did wash it, and now he did the same this one. Still got knocked out in the final. Anyway, it's not an England podcast. Why are you screwing your nose up like that, Nigel? Do you have any 30-year-old tops you want to talk about?
I've got 30-year-old tops, but none I'll talk about.
Yeah, good. Anyway, more later. We're going to do a pub. I don't know if we told you this. We're going to do a pub crawl.
A what?
We're going to do a pub crawl.
We are?
Yeah, after this. We're going to do a pub crawl.
No, you ain't told us this.
Go along the dock. We're going to go into the beer garden.
Can we still buy the beers here, though, because it'll be cheaper?
It's just money. You know, it's the end of year podcast.
All right, well done to you.
Yeah. Well done to our listeners for paying for our
listening to the adverts.
Yeah, listening to the adverts, which pays for just to be clear, right? It's thanks to you listening to this podcast, you pay for our party, end of summer party, for us to have a few beers. We don't do it for money, we do it for a party.
They don't pay for it. The advertising space people pay for it.
I was looking. I've got access. George, who's not going to be here tonight, and gave me access to the revenue dashboard today. Thank you to Tesco's PLC, who are our biggest advertiser on the podcast. They've contributed £81 to us for this party.
We've contributed much more to them.
Yeah.
If we carry on like this, we won't have to go to work anymore.
Yeah. He's lying, by the way. We get very.
£81. Imagine that.
£81 between the four of us. I mean,
all I need is 100.
Yeah.
Give me 100.
You can retire.
I wish I'd have had 2 steaks now.
Oh, right, okay. Anyway, more later. So we're 6 drinks in Canning Town Len. You've got to pay for your drinks with a little bit of content for our, more content, more adverts, more drinks. We were saying off air, right? He's not listening yet. We're going to go for why it's called Canning Town Len. He told us earlier he was nearly Plasto Pete. Can you tell us? He's not going to answer. Why you're Canning Town Len? Canning Town Len.
Wrong.
he's in mid-sentence of something else, and he's trying his best to ignore me because he's using the word Grant like some.
Trying to think of a footballer.
He's trying to think of a footballer.
He's played for Norwich. Footballer, Grant, something, he's played for Norwich.
Grant Holt. Anyway, we could be finished. I was talking to you. Why are you called Canning Town Len?
Well, it sounds like a sheer prophecy now, but in 2017, I was kind of forced to use a Twitter account because a lot of ads were running through Twitter, and I kept coming off, and I couldn't see the ads that were getting run. So people used to say, "Oh, you have to go on Twitter." So I started a new account up. It was a cartoon character, and the reason why it's called Canning Town Len was, after the move to the stadium, I thought at the time a certain age group from a certain
Demographic.
a certain demographic weren't being catered for, and I thought that
Legacy fans.
and I thought it was the 55 to 60-year-old who were a bus ride from the ground. So I thought the cartoon character I've come from Canning Town or Plasto.
So you were nearly Plasto Pete.
Yeah, but I decided on Canning Town Len because generationally, everyone knows someone. Everyone's got an Uncle Len, or knows someone called Len from where I'm brought up.
Yeah. Were you brought up in Canning Town?
No, I wasn't. No.
Where were you brought up?
Up in Hackney and Bethnal Green.
A lot of murders in Hackney in the last few weeks.
I was, there's a lot of murders everywhere in Sadiq Khan's London.
Yeah.
Maybe now it would be called Sadiq's Newham. Newham Sadiq.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Do you identify as a Legacy fan?
Oh, absolutely. I'm the quintessential Legacy fan.
And you said Len. Do you have you got an Uncle Len?
I've got Uncle Len, yeah.
Why don't you use your?
He's dead now.
Why don't you use your real name?
I just think it's just boring. You don't want to know about who I am. You want to know about what I do.
But is there a reason, because you're famous, like you're a famous movie actor, or like a director like Steven Spielberg or something?
I might be, but I just I always was impressed with that Eric Clapton came up with Derek and the Dominoes, and he didn't want to be known as Eric Clapton. And I was always like that, but I'm not Eric Clapton.
Or are you?
Well, I might have a name that comes from a place in East London.
Why do no pictures? But you're also you're also a bit picture shy. So we've just taken a picture of Nigel and released it on X with your work on it, with Brady out, just reading aloud. Why is there no pictures of you on the internet?
Well, what does it achieve?
It's your brand.
Yeah, my work's my brand, not me. So I mean, I find.
Is it a bit I want to be alone, Bridget Bardot kind of thing?
Would it be a what?
I want to be alone.
No, I've always just stood by my work. I don't care if people like me, hate me, whatever. I'd just rather keep out of it and push you out there, really.
All right, fair enough. John is.
You should try it.
Yeah. John is John your real name?
Yeah, it's.
There you go. Nigel, is your real name Shedman? Why'd you call yourself Shedman?
Because I'm in my shed.
There you go.
And Nigel is my real name because no one would ever pick Nigel as a pseudonym.
Stripey Nigel.
That's Crystal Palace, but they didn't pick that name as pseudonym. That was given to them, as a detrimental comment. No one goes, do you know what? My real name's Phil, but I want to be known as Nigel.
Is it true you're related to Sadiq Khan?
That is not true.
Is it true that your ancestors were German?
That is true.
How many generations ago?
Not me dad. Not me granddad, but his dad. Well, actually, no, he was French because he was born in Paris, but his dad was born in Germany.
So you're not the Cockney you make out, really?
Well, my mum's family came over from Ireland in the 1800s and settled in Newham, well, what is now Newham, but round the Victoria Docks.
Were you born within the sound of the Bow Bells?
not many people are born within the sound of Bow Bells, Sean.
So that's a no then.
Well, no.
John, were you born in the sound of Bow Bells?
No.
Len, were you born within the sound of Bow Bells?
Apparently I was, because
Yeah, you would have been.
I was, because my mum took a paper clipping on the day I was born, and they were talking about sound pollution at that time, that in a couple of years it was getting worse, and the people they were pointing out the district that was Bow Bells. And if you're born in Hackney Hospital, where I was, which is actually just
Close to the city,
ground,
yeah.
it's just short of the football ground, where Ray Winston was born there as well.
Name drop, Clang,
Yeah.
Do you know him?
Customer.
Good mate.
No,
Your painting.
he's got one of my paintings. But the fact of the matter is, he mentioned it as well about being Hackney, being born in Hackney Hospital, which is a really small hospital. That was the they reckon that was the boundary in the 70s. After 73, if you were born there, that you wasn't a Cockney. But me born in 72 was. But I don't understand the relevance between being a Cockney and being a West Ham fan. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah, well, obviously, as I found out, as Nigel pointed out to me, I was in the city, went to Bank Station. It's just like 4 minutes from Bank Station.
Yeah.
It's not in the East End, it's in the city, isn't it?
Yeah.
Bow Bells.
Yeah.
They weren't too happy, were they, Nigel, about the fake at home video of the top being released, so I hear?
So I hear. So the story goes. Yeah, they weren't. They contacted someone and said, "Do you mind taking that down?" And that someone said, "Ain't my video. Belongs to West Ham." And so that person then had to act as a mediatory, West Ham, and West Ham, quite funnily, hadn't ever asked permission of said church. And now I don't think said church have realised that their church image is got used on a shirt with a betting company logo that dissects it. It's quite funny.
Shocking behaviour. Or whoever that intermediary was.
I know. I mean, but does it
Don't know, who was it?
Does it surprise us that the club didn't really think it might cause offence to said church?
Do you know what, Nigel? Do you often think that if a football club like West Ham would just take someone's intellectual property like a church or an image of a church to sell their product, do you have any sympathy with them that if someone like, I don't know, DH Gate would want to sell another person's product without ever giving much consideration to their intellectual property?
Bring it on, I say.
Well, I was talking to Len the other day because some of you seen the video of a massive bubble machine in Florida. They're playing today. Do you see the video with the massive bubble machine?
On top of the coach.
Did you think that was real?
No.
Well, it was obviously fake, but some people thought it was real. And people on Twitter, X, were saying, "Can't believe we're spending all this money on a bubble machine when we could spend it on transfers."
What? X said that, did he?
No, Twitter. People on Twitter, X.
You just said X.
Where X is the name of Twitter. It's been rebranded.
So I wonder what you got for your money, and is that what it is?
Did you think it was a real bubble machine?
Yeah, of course I did.
Why would people...
Hold on. I mean,
Bubbles.
there I was debating whether it was a real video, but then I looked at the amount of people in the street and thought, yeah, I could believe that amount of people would turn up to watch a West Ham bus go down the road in Florida.
Now, I was talking to Len about this because obviously he's an advertising subject matter expert, and I asked him, because the club call this fake out of the home is what they told me they called it, and what did you say?
I said it was shit. There's no point in faking out of home because you don't get the out of home audience. It's daft.
What is the fake out of home concept?
Out of home is advertising out of the premises that sell the product. So you have above the line, which is advertising the brand, and below the line is advertising the product that sells the brand. So below the line, or a point of sale, will be when you're in there, to encourage you to pick up the brand and part with your money. Now, out of home is a good way of putting your brand across. For example, probably one of the best examples of the out of home advertising,
which you did.
I've done every part of it. Would be like if you're going out the it would be something like a bus stop or any big billboard poster on a motorway or something like that make you look at it. But the whole point of having out-of-home advertising is you have a different audience than when you'd have social or a point of sale. In other words, fresh people learning something about your product. If you're faking it, you're not getting the fresh people. So it's a complete waste of time. So you're only putting it out there to the audience that you've already got, and they already know about your product. And the product you're selling is bums on seats at London Stadium. It's not a good product. So there's no point being a fancy Dan in advertising if your product's bad. Get your product right, put your product in under the noses of people who want to buy the product, and forget all this silliness because you're squandering money. It's nonsense. Fake out of home is pointless.
Here you go. Words of wisdom from Canning Town Len, the former advertising subject matter expert. His message to you, West Ham, is don't do it. Saatchi and Saatchi. Did you ever meet Brady at Saatchi and Saatchi?
No, I didn't, funny enough, and there's actually speculation on whether she was actually there in the first place.
Was she an intern or a work experience?
I heard an intern, but not much more than that. Okay. The thing about working if anyone's listening who's in the advertising world, there isn't much of a you're distracting me. Oh, he's knocked over his drink.
I've just spilled my drink over Nigel. That's not good, is it? You're supposed to drink it, not wear it.
There isn't much of I'll try and pick the right word. We used to call it John, what's the word when you're apprenticeship? That's the word. An apprenticeship when you advertise, without going through the post room. And the thing about, so what you did, you work your way out from the post room. Through the post room, you learn about all the departments, learn about the department you want to work in, learn from the people who work in the department about how to do the job. Now, the problem with that is going through the post room, is quite a male-orientated business. So it never really opened itself out to women. So you could get an internship cold calling people, which I understand was what she did.
Anything more you want to say?
Well, you want me to say Brady out, so I'll say...
I would never encourage you to say that.
You've encouraged me to say something every time you've put this thing in front of my face.
So what are you going to say?
Nothing.
Brady out.
Brady out. Not a sex bomb.
One thing we wanted to talk about while I wait for my drink that I've spilt over myself. Nigel, what's happening with the supporters club? I've not received anything. I don't know if you've checked your emails, but I'm a bit confused. Have they got a new venue? Is the supporter club still alive? Are they applying for the FAB, the Fan Advisory Board? Are they holding an AGM this year? What do you know?
I only know what they last emailed, Sean.
Which is when? When did they email? Are you looking it up?
It was the 9th of May.
What did they say then?
My new venue's not ready. Fuck.
I think we should maybe make contact, as both of us members of the sports club, we should make... look, I'm not criticising, but when we support the campaign Refuse to Die, Fade and Die...
Refusing to fade and die.
Refusing to fade and die.
Yeah. Well done, Sean.
What did I say?
You said fade and die.
Yeah, refusing to fade and die. It does feel like a bit... look, I never will criticise anyone giving up their time to be on a committee, but you need to be transparent. You need to communicate with your members, whether good or bad. And as the season approaches, we really need to know what's going on. We need to know whether there's a venue. We need to know what their view on the fan advisory board is, whether they're going to apply. Are they going to ask members like Hammers United before they apply? I'm just a bit in the dark at the moment, as I'm sure all other members are. Are you still a member, Len?
Well, as far as I know, they've got no members now because they've got no clubs to have members in.
Well, they haven't charged us for quite a while, but I don't know. It's a good question. What does the Constitution say?
I don't know.
Are we members? Are we members?
I mean, that's the thing, because when you have to look at the constitution of the membership had to be paid yearly. Now, I'm surely to what they say is they're saying everyone that was a member in the last year that they ever used will still be a member. But surely they would need to have an AGM and change the constitution to just keep a rolling membership.
Yeah, and I think, I mean, look, I'm going to go on the website in a minute, but they need to publish their minutes. I assume they've been having committee meetings. Hammers United do that, the IC do that. Look, I know a lot of the people on the committee, and I don't. Well, I will, funny enough, I will, Len. I will. Because I've only just thought of it, sitting here, after all the things with Hammers United, I'm thinking, what's going on with the supporters club?
I mean, I know from the days when we were fighting the old people that wanted to wind up the supporters club, that a committee meeting was held monthly, and even though the clubhouse was shut in those days, they still had the meetings monthly. The committee still met. I mean, I'd imagine this committee is meeting monthly. Surely you would imagine that they still meet.
You would hope so.
Oh, yeah, but then, you know, what do we know? We're just members, aren't we?
Yeah. Maybe I'll message the chairman during while we're on our AGM, because we've just remembered we're on our AGM today, aren't we, Nigel?
Yeah, perhaps what you should do, if you message him and say, do you remember that bloke you said, oh, if he's so opinionated, perhaps he should apply?
Yeah, that one, yeah.
Maybe you should actually, well, I don't want to say who it was, but maybe they should actually have elections where people can apply.
Yeah. You still a member of the sports club, John?
I'm not, no.
How do you know?
Well, because I left it 3 years ago.
But I'm not sure. Have they taken money in the last 3 years? I'm not sure they have.
Well, if that's the case, I'd like to think that maybe I am, because I'd like to join it again. Yeah.
Would you like to join their committee? Because I know you like a committee.
Actually, I think I might. I think it's about time I joined the committee.
John,
Everyone else does.
John for El Presidente.
But John, you're on this committee. This is a committee.
Oh, is it? Oh, okay.
Oh, it meant how we enjoying the More Than Just Podcast AGM.
I'm enjoying it. I want a vote. Can we have a vote?
We will have a vote in a minute on what. Yeah, we're going to have a vote on who's going to order the next round. I vote it's Len to order next round.
You've got to approve
Can we show a show of hands on who's going to order the next round?
approve it.
Yeah, so John has seconded, and we've got.
You need to approve the payment.
Okay, and
Do that one after.
and there you go. So motion carried. Len is ordering the next round.
Len has ordered the next round.
Yeah, there you go. Is this our 7th, 6th? Well, I didn't remember. Blah, blah, blah. So, at the More Than Just a Podcast AGM, Brian Belton wasn't available this afternoon to do us a history lesson, so we've invited Nigel. Did you hear that bit? No. I said Brian Belton wasn't available to talk about. So, Nigel, you've just mentioned that we're closer to Millwall than we are to West Ham. We're in the Ledger Building. History lesson on the Ledger Building.
Oh shit!
It's where they held the ledgers for the West India docks.
Still, do they still?
Well, no, because they sell beer here.
And they've got barbecue boats and sauna boats.
Yeah, and it's not a dock anymore, is it?
No. Over the little way is where Millwall formed. You were just telling us.
Yeah, Millwall Football Club was born out of Moulton Cannery. So Moultons were a company from Scotland, hence why Millwall playing blue and white, people, because of the flag of Scotland. And Moulton's Cannery was on the west side of the Isle of Dogs, which is where the 7 mills were, hence, and there was a wall, hence Mill Wall, and on the east side of the Isle of Dogs there was a black wall, hence Black Wall. That's in the tunnel.
Why do we always have our AGM then in Millwall's stomping ground?
Because it's the cheapest place to drink in Canary Wharf, which is easy for all of us to drink in. I'd prefer the Black Lion myself, but you lot won't travel there.
I like Black Lion.
Do you? Yeah, shall we go to Black Lion then? Next year we'll go to the Black Lion.
Well, this year.
Okay, yeah, I'm up for going to the Black Lion now. Shall we go to the Black Lion? Let's finish this one and we'll go to the Black Lion. There you go. We'll get out Millwall ground, we'll go to Black Lion. Yeah, let's go to the Black Lion. That'll be like a trip down memory lane.
Buying drinks at the Black Lion.
So just a little update. I know 8-9 drinks in. I don't know. We're still at Ledger Building. We've decided not to go to the Black Lion or the bowling ground this summer. It just seemed, we need a bit of planning for this. So we're going to stay in the Ledger Building, even though it's Millwall's area. But we have been reading, or I've been reading, the Constitution for the West Ham Supporters Club. Now I've messaged 2 of the 3 committee members. Right? What's going on? Neither have read the message. Neither have answered. I will be emailing those 2 committee members. I've been reading the Constitution, Len.
Yeah.
Right? The Constitution says they must hold an AGM every 15 months. That's one of their rules. Right?
Yeah.
The last AGM I've got as a member was in 2022, July 2022. So they're in breach of that in their constitution. That's not good, is it?
I'm surprised you do, to be. Well, it's the first I've heard of it, but
Yeah.
I suppose not.
Secondly, they have to They must have a minimum 3 committee members. They used to have 4. On their website they've got 4, but they've got no terms of office. I believe one of those people, Donna, has resigned. It's not been updated, so I will be writing to the committee and asking them how long people have been elected and whether that is up to date. And that's the second transgression. Sorry, it's transgression. The third one is, it says that any club committee meetings must be published on their website. Now, I can't see any minutes from any meetings. So, I'm at a loss. I'm a member. Well, I think I'm a member. I think you're a member. I don't know what's going on.
Definitely.
I'm not calling for revolution, then.
I don't know what to say, Sean, really. I don't know if I'm a member or not, nothing.
Yeah, well, I think we are a member.
It's very casual.
Membership's closed. Membership owns the proceeds from the flats, which is quite a lot of money. And I want to know, I want to see AGM, I want to see the accounts for the last 2 years, and I want to know when the AGM is. It's a shocking state of affairs, if I'm honest with you. I'm a little bit shocked.
I'm even more shocked. This might be more of a Nigel Cohn conversation, really.
Well, Nigel's talking about politics at the moment, and he's had quite a few Bulmers ciders, so I'm not sure we'll get anything wise out of him. Nigel, I've been talking to Len about this constitution, which the supporters club don't seem to be following. What we're going to do about it? They've not had an AGM for 2 years. 2022, 15th July was the last AGM. I've not seen any accounts. The committee members seems to be out of date on the website. They have to be re-elected every 3 years. I don't know what their terms of office are. Their club committee meetings say, the constitution says, should be printed on the website, and it's not. What we're going to do, I'm not suggesting revolution, but
Bring them down, brothers.
was. I'm not a member, mate.
Are you a member? Who knows who's a member?
Well, I was a member at one stage. I believed in the Constitution. I believed in never fade and die at one stage.
Yeah.
It feels to me like they are fading, and it feels they are dying.
What should we do? Should I write a formal email, Nigel, to the committee? There's only 3 left, I think.
Do it you fucking like. That's what you say.
Well, this is a first for you, that you're not militant. You're just gonna roll over and do nothing.
It's not rolling over to do nothing. As John said, you know, they use the logo of refusing to fade and die. You know, they weren't the only people that fought to save the supporters club. Other people did fight to save the supporters club, and it's not gone well, has it?
No. This is not the end of this. We, more than just a podcast, are going to get to the bottom of this. We will demand action.
Well, you two are. I don't really care.
Well, you made a statement just a minute ago.
Well, yeah. Okay, I mean, you got me, brothers.
Revolution.
If you say so, I don't know anything about it.
Viva Revolution! Viva Revolution! We're back again. We're getting towards the end of the AGM now on More Than Just a Podcast. 9 drinks in. John has got something really, really wise to say about the transfers.
Wise?
Were you talking about transfers?
Okay, what I'm saying is I don't understand the piling on where people fixate on rumours and say, you know, what do we actually need? So we've got ourselves what we've got ourselves now. Just some more beers turning up. So we've got ourselves the first starter, first team defender, Kilman. That's what we've got. Cheers, mate.
Yeah. So
Kilman's
every one of 30.
Yeah.
How much? Every minute.
How much?
40 million.
All right. Marquee signing?
Marquee signing. Would you not call him a marquee signing?
Not for me to say, is it?
You're doing that.
To be fair, I just bought a marquee for 200 quid. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
well, so right, Kilman's.
and I've got 3 tables with marquee.
So Kilman's going to start. Yeah.
Yeah, every game.
Every game.
And probably be the captain.
Probably be the captain. So Helmy, or whatever. What are we calling him? Guilherme. I'm not listening to him actually. What am I listening to, Sean?
I don't know.
Can't pronounce it.
Guilherme.
Can't even say. Okay, Guilherme.
What can't he say, John?
He's not going to start, is he?
He's not going to start.
Hey, Andy Irvine looks good.
Well,
have you seen him though at the warm-up games?
I haven't, because I'm not paying the money to watch him. So, what else do we need? We need
Right back.
Yeah, striker. But we're going to get him on.
We probably need another centre back if Agur or Zuma's knees don't last. And did you see the ice packs on Zuma's knees?
Zuma's knees. But genuinely, let's just wait and see.
Calm down.
Just relax.
It's only a commercial, love.
No, just relax. I mean, the value in the Durans and places, people like these have got 1 year left on their contracts. All these people, Walker Peters and all these people. These deals are not going to happen until the end of the transfer window. So. Just
let me ask Nigel, any reason to panic, and who do we need to sign, in your opinion, before the transfer window closes?
Who do we need to sign? I don't know.
Anyone?
Do you know what?
Do you engage, Nigel?
No, I've never really been bothered. Realistically, I don't follow. I watch football, but I don't follow in depth what other players are. Never heard of Duran. Please tell me now. Is there something I should know?
My boys.
Yeah. I don't know if he's reflex. Is there
reflex?
Yeah.
Is there anyone out there?
So you're not panicking, and if we didn't sign another player, you'd be fine.
Yeah, I don't really care. I do care, but I will support the 11 people that put the shirt, or the 16 now, as it seems to be, that put the shirt on.
Andy Irvine?
No, yeah, why not?
Have you seen Andy Irvine play, Lenny?
No. Absolutely.
Are you panicking now that, with so little to go with the transfer window? Are you dismayed?
Lil is July.
Well, it's a month to go, isn't it? Isn't it September?
A month's a long time in a transfer window. I don't care about it at the best of times, but you can understand the reason why things happen late. Can't you?
Domino effect.
Well, if you like. But
Butterfly effect.
not the butterfly effect, it's pretty different. But, I mean, no, I don't care about this time of year. Really.
If we didn't sign another player, would you be okay starting the season as we were?
I'd like a new striker, if you're going to use a striker, but I don't know. Sheldon, it's not going to stop me supporting West Ham, is it? So, I mean, I'm fucked. That's what... I'm going to go to the games, I'm going to get behind my team, whatever.
Are you going to go to the games, though? Are you? How many games do you think you'll make this year?
No, I don't know. Hopefully all 19 home ones, but...
How many do you think you made last year?
I think I made about 8 or 9.
Yeah. And why was that? Was that David Moyes or just other stuff in your life?
Look, sometimes I'm old-fashioned. I like football. If football's on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock, I'd make sure I was there at every game.
Well, we're not in Europe, so this is a Legacy fan's dream.
Well, this is why this year was a pivotal year, because if we'd have got in Europe last year, I wouldn't have signed up again this year.
Look, maybe Lopetegui has seen enough.
J-Lo?
No, maybe he's seen enough out of the youth team to know that he's got 1 or 2 positions covered. Maybe he's going to promote a couple of players out of the youth team.
Andy Irvine?
And bring them in. He wasn't in the youth team.
No, I know, but he's like a new signing. Let's not forget.
Talking about him, but yeah. So I trust in the new manager. I will watch what he does and judge him on what he produces.
Can Danny Ings be a revelation if we don't sign a striker under Lopetegui?
Danny Ings is a striker. Danny Ings can score goals. In the correct system, maybe they might utilise him in a way that we'll all be surprised. We'll just have to wait and see. Don't stress.
I won't stress. Don't. So you people at home, don't stress. Look, we're coming to the end of our AGM. I want to thank you for all your advertising revenue that made it possible for us to get quite tipsy this afternoon in a summer July afternoon. Oh, go on then.
So I've got a question for you. What is the point of professional football?
Whoa. Bit deep. Very deep.
I like it.
Anyway, that's all the time we have for this outside episode of More Than Just a Podcast. It's goodbye from me. It's goodbye from Len.
Cheerio.
Goodbye from John.
Cheers.
And a goodbye from Shedman, aka Nigel.
Goodbye.
Come on, you irons.
More than just a podcast.
Bobby Moore.